Good morning, sir.
Jarvis, is everything ready for our art lesson today?
Art room is prepared for you, sir.
How's our art power levels?
Art energy levels are at maximum, sir.
Right now, I'm pulling into Shay Towers. See you there.
At your service, sir. Art power is at 100%, sir.
Jarvis, open the art room doors, please.
Doors open, sir.
Oh, hello there. Welcome back to the art room. I'm really glad you could make it today. Today's episode is all about drawing superheroes. First, we'll take a look at some comic book history, talk about the king of comics, Jack Kirby, and then we'll dive right into drawing our own superhero figures. So stick around. This is going to be a super episode. Okay, welcome back to the art room for our episode about drawing superheroes. We really can't begin to talk about superheroes without mentioning Jack Kirby, the king of comics. This amazingly inventive man created the Fantastic Four, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, the Silver Surfer, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, the X-Men, and a whole universe of great villains and planets, and he did them all with such an amazingly energetic and muscular style. He, together with his partner Stan Lee, dominated the comics industry throughout the 60s and 70s with their amazing energy and talent. You can't get any more iconic than this. Avengers number 4 from 1963. Wow, what a great magazine that is. And great superheroes. So, for us today, I didn't want to just have you watch me copy one character or draw one certain superhero. So I've been working all week, kind of leading up to this, thinking of some good ways for us to actually learn how to draw figures from the beginning. And the neat thing about that is, if you can draw the human figure, you're going to be able to draw a pretty good superhero. And we're not going to worry about like who this is yet, even though if you stick with me, I'm going to make one of ours into a pretty neat looking Spider-Man later on. But before we tackle who he is, Thor or the Hulk or anything, we really need a basic understanding of how to draw a figure that we can manipulate and pose. So I'm going to have you just get a couple of pieces of copying machine paper or any other kind of scrap paper that you can find. And what I want to do with you is talk about how to get there, how to begin. I've got a pencil and my trusty eraser here, and I'm just going to take you through how you would begin this whole process of doing a superhero. And we'll start off with some stick figures. Can you draw a stick figure? Well, I bet you can, and we'll start off with some really simple ones. We'll do an oval, okay? We'll do a straight line body. We'll put on some legs, like that. We'll point our legs in a certain direction. We'll hook on some arms. And if you think about it, that's kind of what most people would refer to as a stick figure. Let's do another one though. Let's up the ante a little bit. This time we'll draw a head and a torso. This time we'll put a set of shoulders on him or her. We'll add a spot here where the legs will attach, and we'll add a leg here and here. Okay. And then we'll add some arms to the shoulders, okay, that we can pose. Okay? Alright, let's keep going then. Let's get a little more complicated than that then. So here's our stick figure where we are. I'm going to pose his head just a bit this time so we can change the angle of his gaze. So he's not looking straight on this time. I'm going to divide his head into two pieces so that it looks like his head is actually looking off in that direction someplace. And I think I'll do something more fun with the body, with the torso. So that's what you call that middle part of your body, the torso. Superheroes are always going to be taller and more exaggerated than us normal people, we normal people, whatever you want to call that. And so that's why I'm giving him such a long torso. And then this time I'll change the angle of his shoulders a little bit, okay, so that he's got like, he's kind of tilting down, getting ready to do something. And I think I'll even swing his hips into action here like that. Those are going to be his hips. And then I'll find an attaching point for his one leg with a kneecap, okay, and then there's the forward part of his leg and a foot. And then down here a leg, and I'll get a little fancy. I'll make his leg going back into space this time so he's posing that way, kind of off balance with a little bit of foreshortening there. And then up here then we're going to have a attachment point for his elbow, and up here for his forearm, and up here for his hand. Okay, wow, I can even come out here and do a forearm and arm attaching. That's looking a little long there. We'll have to correct that probably. Okay, you getting it? Yeah, it's going to take practice. It's going to take a lot of kind of thinking about things, and it's really kind of fun when you start thinking about directional things like his rib cage here. Do I want his rib cage to be facing that way or another way? What I'm going to do now is do a rib cage area. It's kind of like half circle. Okay, that's his upper body, like that. And then I'm going to take this and move this part down into his hips. Okay, his hip area. On his legs, which now kind of look like they might be a little short, but we'll see. If you can put a little oval here where you're going to extend that leg out, it's a shape. We're fleshing out his leg now. It's a shape kind of like a oval. It hooks in. This leg the same way. Okay, so into that knee we go, like that, and then a kneecap there as well, and then this part of his leg thickens up, and then we can actually show his foot. Let's come across here and connect that together, and then down here then another foot. You'll notice this foot's pointing the other direction. It takes some practice to draw good feet. I'm not sure I'm as good at it as I'd like to be actually either. I haven't drawn cartoons, comic book characters for a while, so this is pretty neat for me to be working here with you on this today. So when you do the upper part of the body, this is the part that you want to accentuate here. These muscles right here, they're called deltoids. So a superhero is going to have these big deltoids, the upper shoulder muscles, like that. And then of course the bicep, that's the muscle that you see everybody flexing. Big bicep like that, have a bicep in there. That's also just another oval shape. This part right here, I'm going to have to come back and correct. I think I told you about that. I think I'm a little too long there, so let's go. Yeah, let's correct that just a little bit. That means that I've got a little too much of that too. Okay, so then up here, then the bicep. Okay, like that. Then that, of course, is going to go into what we call the forearm. Flesh it out with a forearm here. Flesh this one out with a forearm. Like that. Okay, well, let's leave that for a minute, and we'll come in here to his chest. Have we got a good pose for the chest? I think we do. I want to show this part of the chest right here, this upper part right here, and then down in here, then a rib cage area, like that. Oh, you're doing great. And we'll thicken his neck. A little more head there, maybe. A little more head. And then I'll come and join these lines in with the deltoid muscles. And, of course, bring this part of his leg up in to be graceful into his body. Bring that in like that. And at this point, we've got kind of a nice superhero figure that could be anybody. I would say a Thor, or somebody a little beefier, maybe. Okay then, how's your drawing power? Is it 100%? You bet it is. So make sure you join us for part 2 of our superhero episode, where we'll use these new skills we learned today to sketch Spider-Man. You don't want to miss it.